All right, I know what you're thinking. Why'd you buy a Kioti for? Allow me to explain myself. So I've got some property out here. If you watched the last video, same shirt, because it just happened like a few minutes ago, and now I'm on to shooting this video because I'm trying to crunch some things together because hey, I'm running out of content, I'm running out of time. So here we go. That right there is my new tractor. Ain't it pretty? Well, some people don't think so, but let me tell you why I bought it, what's going on with it, and something moving up behind me. I think I got a bird in the soffit up there. This tractor is exactly what I needed out here, and I'll explain. So there's a John Deere tractor sitting up there under the awning. It's a little 650 John Deere. There's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 Massey Fergusons sitting over there, and Massey Ferguson sitting down at my wife's grandpa's, and they're Massey people. That's cool. Dad's got 2 Kubotas and a Kubota zero-turn lawnmower. Dad's a Kubota guy. I got a John Deere F925 lawnmower. So I got 2 John Deere sitting on property right now. One's mine, one's the in-laws that I'm kind of playing with right now, the little 650. So, why'd I go for a Kioti? Well, I started pricing used tractors because I needed a tractor out here. And I wanted a tractor of my own. I didn't want to borrow everybody else's tractor all the time. And, you know, Dad's got a nice Kubota. It's 42 horse, front end loader. It's even got a backhoe on the back of, which I might borrow Dad's backhoe sometime because I don't have one of those. We'll see how that goes. But it's like, yeah, you can go out and borrow it and just bring it back when you're done. Well, some days you get off work, you come home, the weather's nice, and you're just like, man, I'm gonna go scrape up that pile of dirt, or I'm gonna go drag that log out of the woods, or I'm gonna go bush hog this field over, or whatever you want to do. And it's kind of hard to come home and look at the nice weather and go, yep, I'm gonna run my tractor tonight, when your tractor's 20 miles away. And I wanted something that was my piece of equipment, that I put fuel in, that I was self-sufficient on. I didn't feel like I was borrowing people's stuff all the time. Nothing against my family, because they're very helpful, but I wanted my own stuff. Now, some of you guys can understand that. So I started looking around at used tractors, because I was going to buy a used one. And we're putting up sushi a little bit. So anyways, I was going to buy a used tractor. I started looking around at them, and I'm like, man, anything that was down around the $20,000 mark, that was about the size I was looking for, you're looking at like 20 grand. There was a Kubota 45 horse with the front end loader sitting up close to where we are here, and I had like 1,800 hours on it, and they was asking like $22,500 for it. And I'm like, that's $23,000 for a tractor with 1,800 hours on it, and the newest it could have been, because that model was like an 07. No, not doing it. And then interest rates at the bank right now was like 6.5% when I was looking, and I hate borrowing money, but I needed a tractor out here because I needed to get some stuff done. So it's the one thing I was going to go borrow money on. So if you guys follow me, I don't usually borrow money on vehicles. I don't like debt. So, but I swallowed a hard pill on this one. So I started looking at newer tractors, okay, less hours, right? So 2017 Kubota, 300 hours, nice tractor, front end loader, about 39 horse, pretty close to where I was wanting to be at 26.5. It's a used tractor. It's a 2016. It's already like, what, 7 years old, and almost due for a new set of front tires. Daggone it. So what do? So I start looking at new tractors and look what the manufacturers have out there. And in doing so, I'm a numbers guy. Anybody knows me knows I research. That's what I do. So I started looking at lift load capacities, PTO horsepower, transmissions, you know, looking at hydraulics and engines and I'm a specs guy. I'm looking at specs. I'm on TractorData.com. I'm looking at every model under the sun. And I even went and looked at Rural King tractors because I'm like, you know what? Them aren't bad priced. I'm like, them aren't. So I started looking at who makes Rural King. Oh, it led me to South Korea. Anybody knows that knows TYM makes Rural King. They're made out of South Korea. I can give you all kinds of data on tractors. LS, who makes New Holland, they're made in South Korea. Matter of fact, I actually know a guy who bought an LS tractor. He got a New Holland manual with it because it was in English. So it's like, it's a New Holland tractor, which is cool. You know, got nothing against New Hollands. So, all right, so South Korea. Mahindra's made in India. Massey Ferguson is made in France. You know, the John Deere's are a Japanese Yanmar engine. Kubota, obviously Japanese. What else is out there? And I got to search around. I seen Kioti. And at first, I used to think it was Kioti was what I first called it. So it's funny. I'm like, that's South Korean, right? No, it is Kioti. It's just spelled funny. Kind of like deer spelled funny, right? And it's orange, so it looks like a Kubota, but not to be confused with a Kubota. There's a story behind all that too, and I don't know the specifics of it, but you can look into that yourself. What it comes down to is Kioti's owned by Daedong. They specialize in hydraulics and started their company in the 1950s. They came to America in 1992, and they've been around ever since. And most people that I've talked to that's had them, and most reviews I find on them, people's pretty happy with them. Now, a lot of Kioti, a lot of Kubota people, a lot of John Deere people, a lot of your Massey Ferguson, all them Kiotis are junk. It might be. It might be. So far, I don't think so. But, you know, the test of time is still yet to play out. So we'll go through this tractor, what I bought, what it does, and what I've done with it so far. And the reason I waited to make this video is I've got 25 hours on it now. So I've had 25 hours of playing with this tractor so I could kind of give you my full thoughts on what it is. So let's go through it. So I bought a 4720 DK. And it's a 45 horsepower tractor. It's got the hydrostatic transmission, right? Which I love, by the way. And I've drove tractors gear style. Dad's is a shuttle shift. You know, I've operated a lot of different tractors. And so this one, it's got the 2 hydrostat pedal. So it's down over there on the floor like that. It does not have the tremble pedal like Kubota does. I like this because I wear a size 12 and that gives me plenty of room to set my foot, especially when I have the cruise set for the hydrostat. So if I'm bush hogging or something and I got a long stretch in a field and I just want to take my foot off the pedals, I can do that. If I'm on the road and don't want to set it traveling, I can do that. You know, if you're just creeping along, set your cruise, have a good time. You also got split pedals on this model. And what I like about this is Kubota. I'm picking on Kubota some. Dad's got a Kubota. I love it. I'm not saying anything bad about the Kubota tractors. I'm talking about my preferences. That split pedal is over here on the left side. With the Kubota, you have the split pedal, but it's right above your hydrostat, if you have a hydrostat. So you can't be on the hydrostat unless you have the cruise set and use the split pedal at the same time. I can on this tractor. I don't know if that's a great need, but it's something I liked about it. It does not have a clutch, where some of the hydrostat Kubotas, older ones, at least the one little one we have, does have a clutch, especially for like the PTO. This one has, over here, is an electric PTO, that little yellow button. So it's kind of weird getting used to that, but I do kind of like it. I actually do like a clutch PTO, but I'm getting used to that. This does have a 3-speed shifter, so it's got a 3-speed gearbox behind the hydrostat. It is 4-wheel drive. It does have the diff lock. I've used it all. I've needed the diff lock because I actually ran it 2-wheel drive some, and I used the diff lock to get out of a situation. So everything works good. I've used the PTO cruise. I've used the hydrostat cruise. This does have the DPF filter with the emissions on it. Guess what? 25 hours in, it's not asked me to run emissions yet. So they say, oh, it's terrible. You got to let it sit and run for 15 minutes. I'm 25 hours in. It's not asked me yet. So if I get 40 hours in and it asks me to hit the emissions, we're going to hit the emissions and let it run for 15 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. I do absolutely love where the control is for the front loader. It's right there. You got your elbow. Yeah, I got bird poop on my armrest. I got me a new owl. Hopefully they stay out of the shed now. But that right there, set your arm on the armrest, hand on the loader control, and you can sit there and run your loader, and it is absolutely nice to have that controller there. Fuel tanks down here, easy to fill with fuel. A lot of guys complaining about it being down low and could get damaged and stuff. I don't catch myself off-roading too much nasty stuff, plus it's completely lined with a metal shield there. So maybe that'll be a problem later on. So far it's not. The front end's built really tough. I do like the way it is and the way the knuckle here is on the front end. And I like the way it's got the hydraulic control. It's just a double acting cylinder back and forth. The front loader seems to be pretty stout. On spec sheet, it says that it'll lift 2,500 pounds to that bottom pin at full height. And I believe it because we've already grabbed some of my brother-in-law's hay bales with it, and it does not seem to care. It doesn't even grunt. When I bought the tractor, I did get a hydraulic top link. Guys, if you're thinking about getting a quick hitch, get the hydraulic top link. This thing is just easy to hook up to stuff, easy to use. I actually use the hydraulic top link to change the angle of my blade and how it bites into the ground when I'm using the blade. It helps me pick up the bush hog higher. It helps me hook up the stuff easier. That is the deal right there. I do love the hydraulic top link. I also got dual rear remotes when I bought the tractor. And something else that's really cool is you see that handle right here? Here, let me move this back here so you can see me. See the blade? Watch this. Yes, that handle is for your hydraulic 3-point up and down. So you have it there beside the seat like all tractors, but you also have it back here, so if you need to hook up to something and you need to change your level while the tractor's running, you can push up to go up, and when you push down, it drops it down. So that's really slick. I do like that. And especially since, yes, I could reach over and I could get that one. That one's a little far up there, but I could still reach. Sorry, I can't. There you go. It's a little far up here for me to reach that, but this right here is a little easy to reach. So I can run my hydraulic top link from here and then run my up and down from right here. So that is absolutely nice. I went with the R14 tires. We've got a piece of equipment on the farm that's got the R4s. It is worthless in the mud. I've had this one in the mud already, and I'm pretty impressed with how well it did. The R14's done real well, and they're designed to help you run on asphalt and stuff too, because they got a constant tread in the center, so you don't wear out your side lugs as much. So it's a crossbreed between the R4s and the R1s. So here's where we talk about where I got it from. If you see this pretty sticker right here, that's Brownie's Tractors. And he also put a sticker down here because he puts this guard on all his hydraulic lines, and he also puts this wrap on all the hydraulic lines to help protect them. If you buy a tractor off of him, that's how he does it. He adds it to all the hydraulic lines and protects them. He does that to every tractor. Doesn't cost extra. I never seen the charge on the paper. It was just price of the tractor, and of course I got the third function on the front, which is nice. Every Kioti comes with a skid steer quick attach on the front end, standard. They don't make them any other way. If you're buying one, you're getting the skid steer quick attach. And I also got a set of forks sitting up there behind the gooseneck, so that makes it nice. Bucket's a bucket. I can't say if there's anything spectacularly fancy about this bucket. It's a bucket. It does bucket stuff. Pretty happy about that. Tilt steering wheel. It don't really use a lot of fuel unless you're bush hogging. If you're bush hogging, it'll use fuel, I promise you that. But if you're just moving dirt and just tramming around back and forth, and because I fixed my ditch line over on my driveway over there, and then I've been moving a bunch of dirt back behind Kagan's camper and stuff, scraping stuff off to where I could start putting it down, packing it, and I got to figure out how I'm gonna pack it, and that's a whole other conversation. But anyways, hold on just one second here, guys. Got a visitor. All right, so oh yes, one thing I almost forgot about. It is a full air ride seat. I've got it set to my weight, so I can't push it down standing off the tractor. If I sit on it, she falls down because I'm a little heavy, as you guys already know. I guess end result is I'm running a 84-inch bush hog with a 45 horse tractor. It loses some horsepower through the hydrostat transmission. I do have at least 35 PTO horsepower, which is nice. I'm really happy with it. Obviously, the one thing is I'm like, I want more power, but I don't know that I need more power. But you always want more power, right? That's a sickness. But what I got to say is, if you're looking at the Kioti tractors, this one here I bought with 6-year warranty. I got it for 3% financing, and in this crazy world right now, that's not bad. I know there are models below the DK at this current moment in time when I'm talking about it. They are 0%. Everything under this model. So the CK and down's all 0% financing right now. So if you're looking at a tractor, you're not quite wanting one this big, those are 0%, and can't hardly beat that deal. If they'd have been running that when I bought this one, I might have been swayed to buy the CK just for that fact, but I'm glad they wasn't, because I got the DK and I think I'm much happier with it. If you're gonna go buy a Kioti and you live in the southeast Ohio area or anywhere close to that, go see Brownie's Tractors. I can't say enough good things about those people, just because I didn't get the salesman feeling right off the bat, which I like. They wanted to make sure I got the right tractor for me. They worked with me to lay things out. They priced the tractor several different ways. They priced me a CK several different ways. You know, I would have thought I'd been getting annoying to them. They were great with me. You could text back and forth to stay in touch with them. I've even texted Jeff Brownie, the guy who owns the place, a couple pictures of the tractor afterwards, letting him know how I'm using it. Him and his wife came and delivered to me. So they delivered my tractor to me, the owners of Brownie Tractor. And as if that wasn't enough to win me over, just because of how nice they was, how easy they was to work with, after they sold me the tractor, right? Done over with, I own it, I got the keys, it's on my property. They send my son a care box that's got a little matchbox size Kioti tractor in it, and stickers, and a Kioti ink pen, and a Kioti keychain, and a bunch of little farm stickers. He thought he'd won the lottery. So they want him over, so he's ready to go buy another Kioti tractor. So great people. If you're in the area, I highly recommend you go buy off them. I'm not going to tell what I bought it for. I told them I wouldn't, but I priced around some other places, because I don't just go to one place. I just wanted to make sure that what I was buying, not that I didn't trust them, it's just smart. If you're going to shop around for a tractor and you're going to buy a new one, call a couple different places, at least know where you stand. And no, they were not the cheapest place I could buy this tractor. They were the cheapest place. I could buy this tractor cheaper, but it was the 4710, which had the controls in place. I didn't want them, and it didn't have as many options on it. But it came with some other fancy stuff. And there's a big Kioti dealership. Everybody knows who it is if you're looking at Kiotis. They had the decent price on everything, but it's still time they shipped it up here to me. It wasn't that far off, and I wanted to support Brownie Tractors because they really made sure that I got the piece of equipment that I wanted with the options I wanted on it. And I kind of got the big box store feeling from the other place. So, looking to buy a Kioti, go see them. And outside of that, 25 hours in, I'm happy with it. Keep watching the channel. We're going to do some other stuff with it. You'll get to see what and all I get into it. Maybe one of these days I'm not happy with it. And if that happens, you'll see it on Wrench Bender. So hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and we'll see you guys later.